Ladies and gentlemen of Raider Nation, have you ever watched a player snatch a football out of thin air like it's defying gravity itself, turning a sure interception into a highlight that's replayed 1,000 times before the game's even over? Well, if you tuned into Week 13 of the NFL season, you saw it live. Brock Bowers, the Las Vegas Raiders rookie sensation, pulling off a one-handed touchdown grab against the hated Los Angeles Chargers that had even the most jaded analysts yelling, "Catch of the Year," from their broadcast booths. What a moment! It's plays like that that remind us why we fall in love with this game, why Sundays in the silver and black still feel electric, even in a season that's tested our faith. Welcome to your Raiders Report. I'm your host, diving deep into the highs, the history, and the hope that Brock Bowers is injecting back into this franchise. Buckle up, because we're talking tight ends, turnarounds, and why you absolutely cannot miss the next snap at Allegiant Stadium. Let's start with the main event, folks. The Silver and Blacks clash with those bolt-wearing rivals from down south on November 30th at SoFi Stadium. The Raiders, sitting at 2-9 coming in, were hungry for a divisional win to keep the AFC West drama alive. But let's be real, it was a tale of two halves. The game was knotted at 14-14 heading into the locker room, thanks in no small part to Geno Smith's arm finding Bowers twice in the end zone for those 6-yard strikes. But the Chargers pulled away in the second half, tacking on 17 unanswered points to seal a 31-14 victory, dropping the Raiders to 2-10 and extending their skid to 6 straight losses. Ouch. Justin Herbert and company controlled the clock, racking up 151 passing yards and a couple of key scores, while Kamani Vidal's 59-yard scamper put the dagger in. For Vegas, it was just 165 total yards on offense. Brutal, especially against a defense that's been feasting on AFC West foes. But amid the frustration, one name rose above the fray: Brock Bowers. In a game where the Raiders' attack looked anemic, this kid was the spark, the reason fans weren't changing the channel midway through. Now, let's zoom in on that magic. Brock Bowers, the 22-year-old phenom out of Napa, California, who's already rewriting the record books in his sophomore season. Drafted 13th overall in 2024 after back-to-back national titles with the Georgia Bulldogs, where he snagged 2 John Mackey Awards as the nation's top tight end, Bowers hit the ground running. Remember his rookie year? 112 catches, 1,194 yards, 5 touchdowns. He shattered Mike Ditka's 1961 mark for rookie tight end receiving yards, eclipsed Puka Nacua's receptions record for any rookie, and even broke Darren Waller's Raiders franchise mark for catches in a season. Pro Bowl, All-Pro, and now, ranked 24th on the NFL's top 100 players of 2025 list. The guy's a unicorn, a 6 feet 3 inches, 243-pound mismatch nightmare who blocks like a guard and catches like a wideout. Against the Chargers, Bowers was targeted 4 times and hauled in every one for 63 yards and those 2 touchdowns, accounting for all 12 of the Raiders' points. But oh man, that fourth-quarter grab? Geno Smith, under pressure, flings a low, behind him pass on 2nd and goal from the 6. Looked like a throwaway, right? Wrong. Bowers twists, extends that massive mitt, and snatches it one-handed, dragging his feet for the score. Social media exploded. Ari Merev tweeted, "You have to watch the replay to truly appreciate this Brock Bowers TD catch. It's unreal." Pro Football Focus slapped him on their offensive team of the week, and even Mike Greenberg on ESPN called it absolutely freaking ridiculous. Daniel Popper from The Athletic? "One of the best catches I've ever seen. Brock Bowers is special." In a game where the Raiders mustered just 156 yards total, Bowers wasn't just the offense. He was the entire reason to keep watching. And get this, it was his second TD of the drive, after Harbaugh's timeout wiped out an earlier one. Talk about clutch under the SoFi lights. But let's break it down tactically, because as a Raiders diehard, I live for this stuff. Tight ends like Bowers are the great equalizers in today's NFL. Versatile weapons who exploit seams in zone coverage and win contested balls in man. Against the Chargers secondary, which ranks top 10 in pass defense, the Raiders schemed him on crossing routes and option plays, using his speed, 4.53 in the 40, to create YAC, yards after catch, opportunities. That one-hander. Pure athleticism meets preparation. Bowers practices those circus grabs daily, crediting his Georgia days under Kirby Smart for honing that body control. Now, compare that to the rest of the tight end landscape. Sam Laporta of the Lions? Solid, 60 catches this year. Travis Kelce? Still elite, but at 36, he's got 50 receptions. Bowers. He's on pace for 110+ again, breaking his own records, with 30 grabs for 348 yards and 5 TDs across 5 November games alone. He's not just a receiver, he's a blocker who pancakes linebackers on the edge, opening lanes for rookie RB Ashton Jeanty, who chipped in with a TD pass in this one. Coach Antonio Pierce post-game? "Brock's our rock. In a sea of chaos at QB, Gino's got 14 picks this year, he's the constant. And with injuries sidelining him in October due to that nagging knee bruise from Week 1, his return has been like flipping a switch. The guy's averaging 11.6 yards per catch now, up from 10.7 as a rook. Statistically, he's leading all tight ends in targets, 95, and red zone looks, 18, turning 28% of those into scores. If the Raiders' O-line holds, Bowers could be flirting with 1,300 yards by season's end. What an impact on a run-first scheme that's averaging just 18 points per game. Shifting gears to the bigger picture, because no Raiders story is complete without a nod to the ghosts of glory that haunt Allegiant Stadium. Think back to the Oakland days, when the Raiders were the bad boys of the AFC West, terrorizing foes with the Soul Patrol defense led by Howie Long and Ted Hendricks. 3 Super Bowls in the 70s and 80s, 11, 15, 18, fueled by legends like Marcus Allen, who danced 208 yards for a touchdown in Super Bowl 18, the most ever in a title game. Fast forward to the Vegas era, that 2020 move to Sin City, with the gleaming $1.9 billion palace on the Strip drawing 62,000 silver and black faithful each week. But man, the rivalries, they're bloodier than ever. The Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has owned us, 5-1 since 2018. The Broncos. Tebow-era flashbacks aside, they're 3-2 lately. And the Chargers. 4 straight losses to them, including this heartbreaker, widening that divisional gap. Historically, the Raiders are 68-66-2 all-time against LA, but in the Jim Harbaugh era? It's lopsided. Yet, Bowers echoes that Allen grit, undrafted? No, first-round pedigree, but same blue-collar fire. Compare his rookie year to Kellen Winslow Sr.'s 1981 explosion, 82 catches, 1,183 yards. Bowers outdid him by a mile. Or Dave Casper's ghost persona in the 70s. Bowers is the modern specter, haunting secondaries. And stats-wise, Raiders tight ends have 15 Pro Bowls collectively, but none since Waller in 2020. Bowers. He's got 2 already. In a 2-10 season, worst since the 2-14-16 squad, this guy's our beacon, much like Bo Jackson's highlights kept fans hooked in the late 80s amid rebuilds. Alright, let's spice it up with some voices from the trenches, imagining those post-game huddles and fan chats that make Raider Nation roar. Picture this, Brock himself, mic in hand after the Chargers' loss, flashing that Napa calm with a grin. "Man, that ball was sailin' low, but I just trusted my hands. Gino's got my back, and for Raider Nation, that's what we do, we fight for every inch." Spot on. Then, Max Crosby, the edge-rushing beast who's notched 12 sacks this year despite missing 2 games with a wrist tweak, chimes in from the sidelines. "Brock's a freak. I'm out there getting after Herbert, 2 hurries, 1 knockdown, and he's 10-0 into something." And pop culture tie-in. Bowers grabs already memed everywhere, from TikTok edits with Spider-Man swings to a Ted Lasso clip of Keely Jones cheering, "That's my tight end." Even links to current events. As Vegas hosts the Super Bowl in 28, Bowers could be our homegrown hero, bridging that Sin City swagger with Oakland's grit. Folks, as the clock winds down on another tough Sunday, remember this: Raider Nation doesn't rebuild, we reload. Brock Bowers isn't just a reason to watch. He's the fire reigniting our legacy, from Al Davis's commitment to excellence to the pirate ship firing on the Strip. So grab your foam finger, fire up the grill, and tune in next week for that Broncos beatdown, because with stars like Bowers leading the charge, the silver and black are just getting started. This is your Raiders Report. Stay committed, stay passionate, and we'll see you in the end zone. Just win, baby.